𝚜𝚗𝚗𝚗𝚗 was not accustomed to waiting. A former Miss Venezuela and Miss Universe runner-up. Of course, the exceedingly brown strawberry blonde was these days, the wife of Miami Auto Parts tycoon, Herman Ortiz Eminia, and at every restaurant she chose to grace with her presence. She was always greeted with reverence and whisked to the exact table she desired. Today, she wanted to corner table on the terrace at 𝚒𝚒𝚐𝚒𝚐𝚗, her favorite lunch spot on Harbor Island. She wanted to sit on one of the comfy orange canvas director's chairs and stare up the gentle lapping turquoise waters while eating her 𝚜𝚐𝚘𝚐𝚗 salad. But there was a large noisy group taking up the entire terrace and they didn't seem in much hurry to leave. Bettina fumed as she glared at the tourists happily savoring their lunch in the sun. Look how tacky they were. The woman overly tanned, wrinkled and saggy. None of them probably lifted or botoxed. She felt like walking up to their table and handing out their dermatologist's business cards. And the men were even worse, all dressed in all rumpled shirts and shorts, wearing those cheap straw hats sold at the wrinkled shops on Dunmore streets. Why did such people have to come here? The 3.5-mile-long paradise with its pristine pink sand beaches was one of the best-kept secrets in the Caribbean, a haven for the very rich filled with quaint little wood houses painted in shades of sherbet, charming boutiques, chic oceanfront mansion turned into inns, and 5-star restaurant to rival St. Bart's. Tourists should have to take a style exam before being allowed to set foot on the island. Feeling that she had been patient long enough, Bettina stormed into the kitchen, the fringe on her crocheted pushy kaftan top shaking furiously as she made a beeline for the woman with a shock of pixie-cut blonde hair manning from the main stove.
Julie, honey, what's the deal? I've been waiting more than 15 minutes for my table.
Bettina sighed to the owner of the restaurant. Sorry, Bettina, it's been one of those days. The party of 12 on the terrace showed up just before you did. Julie replied as she handed off the bowl of spicy corn chili to waiting server.
But the terrace is your prime spot. Why on the earth did you let those tourists take up all that space?
Well, the tourist in the red fishing cap is a Duke of Belcora. His party just bolted over from Windermere. That's his Royal Hillsman you see, north of the coast. Is it the most handsome sailboat you've ever seen?
I'm not impressed by big boats.
Bettina huffed, although secretly she was rather impressed by people with big title. From the kitchen window, she surveyed the party assembled on the terrace with new eyes. These aristo-British types with such a strange breed. Sure, they had their saddle roads, suits and their hairline tiaras, but when they traveled, they looked so painfully frumpy. It was all and then that Bettina noticed these 3 tan, well-built men in faded white t-shirts and black Kevlar pants sitting at the adjacent table. The guys weren't eating but sat watchfully, sipping glasses at 12-star water.
I assumed that the dog's security detail. They couldn't be more obvious. Don't they know that we are all billionaires here on Brilliant and this is it how we roll?
Bettina tottered. They even searched my walk-in freezer. See the Chinese fellow seated at the end of the table? Bettina squinted through her Dior XT sunglasses at the portly, balding 70-something Asian man dressed in a nondescript white short-sleeved golf shirt and gray trousers.
Oh, I didn't even notice him. I am supposed to know who he is?
That's Alfred Sheng, Julie said in a hushed tone. Bettina giggled.
He looked like their chauffeur. Doesn't he look like? That guy that used to drive Jane Wyman around the Falcon Crest?
Julie, who was trying to focus on searing a cut of tuna to perfection, shook her head a tight-lipped smile. From what I hear, the chauffeur is the most powerful man in Asia.
What's his name again?